All right, guys, welcome to another section, another video here in the Freedom Achiever method. I'm super excited to get this part of the method because up until this point, we have been really excited about talking about finding the people that we need to develop a relationship with, that we need to get in front of so that we can ask for business through relationship development. That's been the entire process, right? So find the people, identify the prospect, identify the referral partner, okay? Identify the friend, the uncle, the cousin, the colleague, the whatever, okay? Take that opportunity and move it into a face-to-face meeting. That face-to-face meeting develops relationship. Relationship develops potential sale or potential referral, right? For your product, okay? Now, when we do this method, it works. And you just got to follow it 100%. The reason that people don't sell at a very high level is because they don't have a method that has an unsustainable portion of growth. And we've talked about this before. If you run ads and you stop buying ads, you stop getting leads. If you lower the amount of your spend, you get less leads. If you raise the amount of your spend, you get more leads. But this is the one product that I'm diehard about. And it is actually getting repeat business and referrals, right? And so by getting repeat business and referrals, we're developing a lead flow that uncontrollably goes up without us trying so hard, without us being so salesy. It is about us being human and developing relationships with people that want to do business with us and keeping in mind that it is not their job to remember what we do for a living. It is our job to consistently remind them. So take a moment, mindset, get out of your head. I'm bothering somebody. Get that out of your head. You need to sell to feed your family. You need to sell to succeed. You need to sell to scale your business. You need to do these things to make your life better, to find success, to do whatever it is that you're trying to do, to find your freedom. Okay? And that's what this method is all about. Now, we spent some time, well, we spent some time talking about the cycle, right? Now, this cycle is a vicious cycle. It is figuring out the problem, okay? Providing the solution, giving value through that solution, which in turn turns to money, right? Which in turn turns to R&R, which is developing the relationship and getting a referral. That new referral comes to the table. They're a part of your business now. Now that you figure out their problem, you are the connection between the solution and the problem. You provide the solution that provides value at the utmost service, and then they want to give you their money. If this is ever in question, the giving you their money, if that's ever in question, I don't know why the dollar sign looks so crazy, but I think I double wrote it. Let's fix it up because I want money to be super duper clear, okay? If this is ever in question, it means that you did not provide enough value. Simple as that. And so you need to go back and evaluate what? Your offer, your presentation. What are you actually bringing to the table? What makes you stand out? What makes you different? How much effort did you put into providing a solution for the problem that they have? What did you have that no one else has? Or what did you have that everyone else has? You just did it better. You presented it better. You provided more value through relationship, through content, through development, through whatever it was, right? And then they give you their money. That turns into R&R. R&R is, again, relationship and referral, which turns into repeat business. I love this cycle, by the way. This is the best cycle in the world, right? Because even if you buy leads, even if you buy Google leads, if you buy leads on Facebook or Instagram or whatever the case is, even if you buy leads, they are coming to you with a problem, right? And so what if this person wasn't a referral from somebody else or a close friend or family or sphere of influence or power aid or anything? You bought a lead, fine, so be it. They come into you with a problem. If you provide superior service and give a solution to that problem, that will show them that you have tremendous value. If you have tremendous value, they will want to give you their money. And then if they give you their money, you continue to build the relationship and you get that referral. And again, it turns into a new problem to provide a new solution to. And what you're going to realize is if you do this enough times, by the way, the problems are oftentimes similar for the product that you bring to the table. If you sell title, there's only so many problems people have. If you sell real estate, there's only so many problems people have. If you sell mortgages, there's only so many problems people have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And so I want to tap into this because now we're going to get into the guideline of where we take the clients to when they say yes or no, okay? Because that's a key part. See, again, up until this time, we've really discussed where to get the client. We've discussed how to position them. We've discussed getting in front of them, okay? And then we've discussed asking for business. Now, we understand the meeting. We've talked about the meeting at a high level, which is 10, 80, 10, right? We understand the meeting, 10% catch up, 80% all client, 10% your pitch, your offer, right? That's how we find out if they're going to be even interested or not. So we're going to take you through a 3-step process, and the 3 steps have 2 stages to them, okay? And we're going to discuss these 3 steps and 2 stages at a very high level. Y'all ready? Now, I know this is a recording. I know I'm not listening to you live. But when I say, are you ready? Are you with me? I expect you to answer because that synergy between you and I and me being able to provide this information to you so that you can go dominate at a high level needs you to be involved. So when I say, are you ready? You have to say yes, hell yes, fuck yeah. I don't care what you say, just say it, okay? Have fun with it, all right? Now, let's come up here, stage 1. Let's talk about stage 1. Stage 1, in step number 1, we're gonna have our 10-minute pre-qual. In step number 2, we're going to have the qualification. This could happen in person or Zoom or a call. And then step number 3, we're going to have a presentation that you customize to this particular client. Now, let's get through these stages. Okay? 10-minute pre-qual is you getting to know if the person fits in your circle hole, or your square hole, or whatever you want to call it. Like, are they a square and fit in the square hole, or are they a circle and don't fit in your square hole, right? You understand what I'm saying, right? Do they fit into the product that you're bringing to the table? Are they a match? Are they the type of person that deserves to be blessed by your product? You like how I said that, right? Edify yourself, okay? Now, in stage 2, that's a 10-minute pre-qual. It should not be longer than 10 minutes, and we'll get into deets. In stage 2, we're going to qualify them, truly qualify them to purchase our product, okay? In order to qualify them, you're going to do this in person or Zoom or call. My favorite, obviously, we've been talking about this since day 1, in-person meetings, okay? You know how I feel about the relationship. You know how I always talk about the 3 parts of the relationship. Sight, sound, and touch, okay? Those pieces are all fulfilled in an in-person situation. When you go Zoom, you're out of touch. When you go call, you're out of touch and sight, okay? And so my most favorite of all of these is obviously the in-person. But if you need to do a Zoom because you're out of town, because whatever the case is, then you do a Zoom and you really work extra hard to understand their position, their disc profile, how they move, where they're sitting, how they're positioned. Are they paying attention? Are you boring them? Did you mess this up? Like, are you doing good? Are they fully in? Are they paying attention? Are they excited? Are they ready to give you their money? Okay? Or call. Call is my least favorite. And please, you notice there's no daggone text up here for qualification, right? Okay? So, or call. Least favorite, because you can get on the phone with somebody, you can pitch them all day long, but you don't know what they're doing. They washing dishes while they're talking to you, kids asking for some soda. You listen, that is not how you get somebody's full attention. You need somebody's full attention through the process. And if this is a really big ticket item that requires them and someone else who is going to be participating in the finances of this, You need them both at the same time to qualify them, okay? And then you move into your presentation, and that presentation is customized to the conversations that you had above. Yes? All right? That presentation is customized to the conversations that you had above, okay? What do I mean by that? I mean that if you have a set presentation, which most salespeople do, and it's annoying, okay? It is the one set presentation that everyone gets. Stop doing that. I'm not telling you to not have it. I'm telling you to have it prepared for the right person. But some people have certain concerns, and if you know your presentation well and you know your product well, you can jump to those particular concerns and customize your entire presentation and tailor it to that client. Okay? Now, let's dig in more. The 10-minute prequal. The idea behind the 10-minute prequal and the qualification is to understand the client's expectations, desires, needs, and finances, right? First, their expectations. What do they expect to get in return for their money? 2, desires. What do they desire? What do they really want? What's the exciting part of this, right? But then there's needs, like, hey, listen, by the way, this is my bottom line. This is like absolute necessity. This is what I need. If it doesn't have these things, it doesn't work for me. And then, of course, finances. Can they pay? Can they handle payment for what it is that you're offering and bringing to the table? When you know these things, you get to tailor your elevator pitch, your 60 to 90-second elevator pitch or offer to them specifically to move them from there to actual qualification where you get all of this, right? So it's all of this in a deeper conversation. Does that make sense? Say yes. All right. Now, once you have all this information, because you've been able to pull so much information from them, you have one opportunity to provide them with value. This is be the word of the day, right? Because we want to get paid. And in order to get paid, we know we have to bring value. Okay. So now, because we've been able to understand all this and we know the value we're going to bring to the table, we're going to customize this presentation. Now, let me tell you what happens. This is what should happen. Let me tell you what happens, okay? I'm going to write it in red because this, okay? Like, I'm going to tell you what happens. 10, 10, 80 happens. What does that mean? 10% is intro, right? 10% is client gets to speak. And then 80% is salesperson throws up all over them. Which one do you believe is going to be more effective? Is it doing an intro, letting the client talk for 10% of the time, and then spending 80% of the time throwing up on them everything that it is that your product has and has to offer? Or is it customizing it in this way where it's 10-80-10, which is how we do our meetings, okay? It's also the meeting translates into presentation. So the meeting that you have somebody for a cup or have with somebody for a cup of coffee, and you sit there and you look at them and you let them go for 80% of the time. And at the end, you give them this pitch. This is who I am. This is what I do. Who do you know? Or can I help you? Right? And so in this situation, you're actually already qualified them. They're yes men. They're ready to go. Okay. And now you're saying, okay, cool. Here's the intro to the product. Tell me about your expectations, desires, needs, and finances. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to tailor my pitch to you, specifically to you. I could have a 90-page presentation ready to go, but because this is what you told me is going to happen, this is what you told me you needed, what your expectations were, what your desires were, and what you could afford. This is what I want to show you. This, out of the 80, 90 pages, I have 7 pages I want to show you that are going to blow your socks off. And if you're able to do that, then that should lead to second meetings or getting into deeper conversations about the product. And that's where you get to explore some of the other parts of the presentation. Because if you blow their socks away, few people will go, I'm in, take my money. Other people are going to have some more questions. right? And so if they have more questions, you have this cool opportunity to go deeper with them and go more meaningful into the conversation. Okay. Now, I'm on fire, guys. So you got to work with me. Okay. You got to work with me on this. Now, here's the cool part. We got a stage 2 here. Now, stage 2 is where I find that a lot of salespeople have major hiccups. Okay. And because they have major hiccups here, they're not doing as much business as they potentially could. Okay. Yep. I spelled it out like that. Potentially. Okay. And so, ideal client. Let's say you get through all this and you've got stage 1 down packed and you have the ideal client in front of you. Well, your entire job is to develop a relationship, close them, and get a referral from them. As a matter of fact, let me write this again. A little bit more sense. Get referral from them. Okay. So stage 2, ideal client. You got a relationship with them. You're building it up. You're going to close them, and then get a referral from them. Okay. So I'm so excited that you bought this baseball bat. It's awesome. Who else do you know needs this baseball bat in their lives? Treat people with love. Do not treat them like a transaction. Develop the relationship, close them, ask for referrals, keep that relationship going. Treat their next person, the person that they bring to you, the person that they trust and put their stamp on and said, this person is going to be great to you because they were great to me. You do the same thing for them. Humanize it. Right? Now, I know some of you guys came back here and you were thinking, but man, I got this great presentation. I do it all the time and I'm so good at it and people are awesome with it. Yeah, it's great. But here's the thing though. I'm not telling you not to have that presentation. I'm not telling you not to have scripts. I'm telling you that these things are bullet points designed for you to be able to humanize the conversation and make it better, make it personal to that person. What matters to that person? Once you can do that, you will close so much more. And if you follow this method, you will close them, their friends, and their family, right? Now, what if they're not the ideal client? Well, Dave, they're not the ideal client, right? What do most salespeople do? Well, listen, you're not the ideal client. So, on to the next. Like, let me know if you're ever ready. That's what most salespeople do, okay? Not the right answer. 100% not the right answer, okay? The idea is to turn them into a client. Number one, like, how do I look at this person in the face when they say they are not the ideal client? And I know they are not the ideal client. They don't have the money. They don't have the credit. They don't have the whatever it is, right? They're not prepared. They're not at that stage in their lives. But people know people. And so how do I look at this person and go, you're either buying something from me today or you're giving me somebody who can. You're not walking out the door otherwise. You're buying something from me today, or you're giving me a name for somebody who can. How amazing is that? Turn them into a client or turn them into a referral. If you turn them into a client and still turn them into a referral base, because now they become an ideal client, and then you're going to build a relationship, close them, and get that referral, right? But if they're not the ideal client, work to turn them into a client, then get referrals from them. And as you're turning them into a client in some fields, right? Specifically real estate. Let me talk about this for a second. Okay. Realtor gets a potential buyer. Buyer comes in. Buyer has a 200 credit score and no money in the bank. Most realtors, all right, man, listen, when you got some savings and you better your credit, you give me a holler. Superior realtors, listen, I know somebody, finance manager, is going to help you with your finances, buy some life insurance, do some things like that. They're going to help you with your finances. They're going to put you on a plan to pay down your credit cards. They're going to put you on a plan to save money with the income that you currently have. They might even show you how to make some more income. And I am going to put you with a credit repair specialist that's going to help you develop your credit. And while this is happening, I'm going to check in with you on a monthly basis, and I'm going to make sure that I'm holding you accountable to doing this, because I am going to help you buy a house. How do you think somebody that you do that for feels when you help them through the long stretch and you get them into a house? That person is forever grateful to you. That person owes you a debt of gratitude. That person is so excited that you took time out of your busy schedule, the badass professional that you are, and you did this for them. This is the same for any sales technique, okay? I don't care what you're selling: lollipops, bicycles, insurance, cars, plumbing, roofing, real estate, I don't know, spaceships, like whatever you're selling, right? It's the same exact process. If they're not ready right now, how do you make them ready? And if they don't have a desire for it, how do you build the desire? And if they don't have a need for it, how do you create a need for it? These are the things that create more sales. And as those sales begin to happen, you ask them for referrals as well. By the way, if you look at this person and they are absolutely not the fit, absolutely not the person, they don't walk out the door unless they buy something for you or give you a referral. So you still look at them and go, hey, by the way, I know this is not for you, but who do you know in your life, friends or family, that need this in their lives right now? Who can you put me in touch with? Here's what I'm going to need you to do. Go ahead and put us in a text message together. Here's my personal phone number. I appreciate the warm introduction from you, and then I'll take them off that text message and I'll reach out to them personally. I appreciate you so much. It would be a great deal for me. I know that you know that this product is amazing. I just know that you are not in need of this product right now, for now, because I'm going to work on that, right? But who do you know could really desire and want this product? Hello, folks. So the job is to convert them, always build that relationship, and still develop referrals. By the way, imagine, let's go back to that real estate scenario, right? Imagine that you have somebody that you're helping for the next 8 to 12 months go through the process. How many referrals do you think you would get through the process if this person is watching their credit score go from 200 to 500 to 650 to potentially 700, and they're watching their bank account go from $0 to $100 to $1,000 to $2,000 to $5,000 to $10,000, and you're informing them about new government programs that are coming out that are giving grants and things of that nature and low deposits, and and working with sellers on giving seller credits and so forth and so on. How do you think that person feels throughout that process? They feel important. They feel valued. They feel valued, right? And because they feel valued, how many referrals do you think you get throughout the process before they even close? And then when they close, they give you more referrals. And then they're so appreciative of you. They're inviting you to baptism and bat mitzvahs and barbecues and everything under the sun. And you better show up. You better show up, because that's your people now. That's what the relationship development is all about. Do this at a very high level, folks. Stage 1, stage 2, 3 steps. Let's go over them quickly before we close out this session. Stage 1. Step 1, 10-minute pre-qual, asking questions. Step 2, the full qualification, the deeper version. You do this in person, via Zoom, or my least favorite, call. I'll accept it if you can't do any of the other 2. Ask questions, figure out their expectations, desires, needs, and finances. Then give them a 60 to 90-second pitch on why this is going to work for them. Push them into presentation mode. During presentation mode, they go 10% intro, 80% client talks, 10% you creating an offer and pitch that is completely tailored to them. Once it's tailored to them and they have more questions, you go into a deep dive, whether it be on the spot or at a second meeting, completely up to you and dependent upon how you do your business and what you sell. Then you move into stage 2. You're going to realize whether or not they are the ideal client. If they are, you're developing that relationship with them. You close them, and then you get those referrals. Develop the relationship, close them, and then get those referrals. Not the ideal client. Cool, no problem. Convert them, still build the relationship, and continue to develop referrals. This is not the ideal client. This is a combination of automation and humanizing. Okay. This is a combination of automation and humanizing. Why? Because what you're doing in the process of developing a relationship and asking for referrals from somebody who's not the ideal client is you're putting them on automated email campaigns, automated text campaigns, consistent reminders of when you're supposed to call them and you actually make the call. For some of you, you might even show up in front of them and say hello and check on their families and check on their stuff. The more powerful your relationship, the more business you'll get. The more powerful your relationship, the more business you'll get. The more powerful your relationship, the more business you will receive. All right, so I hope that this piece was extra valuable. There's a worksheet underneath this. It is not it's a study worksheet. It's not like a other type of worksheet where you have to fill in the blanks or anything like that. It's not like a homework piece, but it is a homework piece because I want you to really do a good job at looking at it. So I am going to share my screen real quick. And so you're going to see here that, make a copy for yourself. You can make some edits on this and stuff like that. Stage 1, it talks about that initial contact and qualification, introduction to your project. Understanding client needs, 60-second 90 pitch. Stage 2, determining client sustainability or suitability, I'm sorry. Ideal client pathway. It talks about the non-ideal client pathway, and then it goes into tips for effective implementation. And our conclusion, take a look at this, download it, save it for yourself, put it somewhere, reiterate this, look at it all the time, paste it up on your ceiling, over your bed. I don't care what it is that you need to do to make sure that this is a big, big piece of how you do your business. Okay, guys, I'm telling you, these little pieces that I'm giving you, it's not crazy to believe that you have to develop relationships with people to get referrals from them. It's not crazy to believe. It's not crazy to believe that if I take it personal to put myself in front of you, or you take it personal to put yourself in front of a client, that that client is going to be appreciative of the amount of effort that you've put in. And if you continue to ask for business and ask for referral, remember, it's not their job to remember that you need the business. It is your job to remind them and ask them. We're winning here at everything we do, ladies and gentlemen. We are winning here at everything that we do. You should actually be jumping up and down right now and going, you know what? I am a winner. I am a closer. I'm going to get this done. Y'all with me? I am a winner. I am a closer. We're going to get this done. How excited can you be? Guys, come on, let's do this, baby. All right. I'm having too much fun, ladies and gentlemen, but I appreciate you guys, and I'm excited that you've reached the stage of the Freedom Achiever method. There's still a little bit more to go, but you're going to love this through the process. Okay, see you soon.